Hello, everyone, and welcome to TekFlow for Government and Public Facilities, brought to you by Zentek Consultants. TekFlow is a recurring video cast where we focus on publicly accessible venues, right? And we talk about the best technology practices and procedures that we have been implementing for our clients here at Zentek. Whether it's schools, airports, municipal buildings, hospitals, restaurants, any public space that you deal with, we're going to talk to you guys about better ways to manage and control those using simple technologies you probably already own.
I am Jim Coppinger, a principal here at Zentek Consultants. And today I want to talk to you guys about a topic we're going to call data dashboards, right? Or simplifying finding your files and information. So the big thing I want to get into here today in kind of our premiere episode is the concept of data dashboards and what they are and how they work and why they are important to everybody in these industries, right? And it's going to be kind of a recurring theme, throughout this entire BCast series. One of the biggest problems that we face in the modern era here in dealing with any type of facility control or facility management is the concept of how much data we have to work with, right? We have got hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of files, whether they're, contracts or bids or, repair schedules or invoices. And we've got crazy amounts of information that we need to be able to access, and we can't access it in a silo. Right? And that's really kind of where data dashboards, or this ability to start to link your data and your files and make them accessible to the right people at the right time, starts to come into play. And it's a really, really important concept. Now, I don't think I'm saying anything here that's going to surprise anybody, things that you guys don't deal with on a daily basis. But the biggest flaw, I think, in a lot of the approaches that have been happening over the last decade or so is that people are looking for an individual or a single source software solution to all of their data control processes. And I don't think it exists, and I don't think it can exist. If nothing else, right, when you're dealing with all these different kinds of files, you're dealing with Excel spreadsheets and Word documents and PDF files and web pages and 100 different types of documents that exist in dozens and dozens of different locations. In this kind of, public facility control and government control systems, if you think about it in terms of something like I'm showing you here on screen, something at the level of, school response or district planning, right? You're talking about, some files that are going to exist at the state level in the state, servers, and you're going to have other files that are going to be at the municipal level and other files that'll be at the Board of Ed, and some files and processes that are going to be controlled at the school level. And the problem that we all face is, how do we give access to the right people? Right? And even if we can manage that and we get our IT guys involved and we have extensive VPN cross-sectioning and ways to certify and verify who can and cannot access data, where do they find it? Right? Every system is going to be different. Right? You're going to have different servers, different folder structures, different naming conventions, different processes. And it becomes this ridiculously hard process of trying to identify to people where files are, what files they're looking at, which versions. Right? People start emailing files back and forth, and you have people who are making decisions, based on out-of-date information. That's where the concept of a data dashboard comes in. Instead of trying to implement some massive, crazy expensive, $600,000-$700,000 a year ERP file management system, right, that we can still only give limited access to, isn't it better if we can go out and we can create a simple PDF? Right? Every program under the sun works with PDF files. But what we can do is we can build pre-linked, whether it's, buttons, maps, images, controls. And throughout this series of VCast, we're going to really get into a lot of detail on this and how this can be tied together for a data workflow that will make it accessible not only to everybody within your immediate facility, but to all the extended support facilities and even the public, if that's what you guys need to do. So the basic concept, kind of what you're looking up here on screen, right? I'm looking at a simple district-wide, response plan for schools and so on. Just to give you the idea that you can go in and with a basic PDF like this, we can tie in buttons. Very simple process, easy to work with. But we can go in and pull up all the information we need. So if There are, I need to, get access to the district emergency response team. People can just go in and find all the data that they want. What I want you to notice here is that I'm just using basic PDFs, and it doesn't matter. I happen to be using Bluebeam Review, but we can do this with Adobe or any other PDF reader, editor. But you notice that what I can do here is I can build links that not only take me to a file, but to a specific page or a specific view within a specific file. Right? And I can even go out and I can use this to link to other file formats entirely, right? So if I want to go in and I have an Excel spreadsheet that lists all of my emergency contact data for everybody, within the district, not a problem. I can pre-link to those. Right? And having just a simple, dashboard right up in the front that you can just say, hey, here's where all the data is. You don't have to worry about explaining to everybody where to go. How do you get there? Right? What's the access? And I can easily restrict the access to these specific files to the individuals who should have access to them. I can even hide them. In terms of dealing with this concept, and I know I'm kind of talking very broadly today. Like I said, this is an intro concept. And I hope you guys will stay with us, throughout this entire series of video casts to really get into the details of this. But we can take it and we can expand this out, right? And it can be integrated with, detailed floor plans, right? If we need to be able to email people, or if we, need to be able to go in and use, floor plans and maps to connect to other things like, emergency evacuation areas, right? Or if we need to go in and see, assembly areas, and we need to keep track of items like, who is attending or who is in place, or, what facility control items we're dealing with. And that's really kind of the big thing here that I want you guys to take away from today's conversation, is a little bit of creative thinking on your part. I'm showing you just an example here that's kind of focused around a school set, but this same type of process can be easily built into, malls and airports and, university and any kind of publicly accessible or publicly structured system, right? Where you can go in and you can very easily go in and direct people to say a virtual model, where you want to, be able to go in and actually give them full access to a full 3D system, right? Where they can go in and see your entire facility, right? And they can do walkthroughs where they can go through and look at all the different arenas and work their way through and look into rooms and around buildings and what's in your mall or your airport. These are the kind of things that we can do. And it's all happening inside basic PDFs, basic PDF editing. And you notice there's been no need here to worry overly much about security control, access, where a file is located, because every single button that I have here is going to a different file in a different page on a different server or in a different cloud-based hosting location. It doesn't matter. We can eliminate that constant need for trying to find and manage and control where files are and how they're named and is it correct and is it the right version. Everything can be updated in terms of access and control from your data dashboards. And this has become a vital step for all of Zentek's public facility clients. Like I said, everything from, municipal government, state, federal levels, provinces throughout North America, all the way to, like I said, our private retail clients, folks who are doing, shopping malls and strip malls and universities and airport buildings, right? Restaurants, everybody under the sun, we can link your menus and your marketing events and, everything that you guys could possibly want to share with your coworkers, management, and with the public. And that's really, this data dashboarding concept. This is what we're going to be focusing on, and how to put this together using the files and the data and the information and the workflows that you already have, rather than, trying to go out and find some master ERP system that handles this for you, to really direct and simplify the workflow into the files and the uses and the processes that your people who are going to be involved and that the public can access without ridiculous licensing expenses and having to download and install new software, staying within the realm of what everybody already has on their system. And that's what we're talking about when we talk about data dashboards and simplifying finding files and information, right? And we hope that you guys will hang around and tune into more of our video casts here for our TekFlow for government and public facilities from Zentek Consultants. See you next time.